go over your chapter 4 vocabulary today. This is the very first time in our Latin life that you have seen nouns, and with one exception, all of these are nouns. I want you to notice that in a noun, you're just like you saw 4 principal parts in a verb, and that'll be in the dictionary. In nouns, anytime you have a Latin dictionary or a Latin glossary, it's always going to show you 2 forms of the verb, and I will get to those in another video, but just know that that's what you're going to see. You will also see the gender of the noun always listed right afterwards as well. So the first one is agricola, agricolae. If you remember from your diphthongs, A, E, in English, we pronounce that with an I sound, like a long I, agricolae, rather than a short I sound, which is like eh. Okay, so it's agricolae, and that'll take some getting used to because we're not used to saying that. We don't have that sound for AE in English. So agricola, agricolae, it's masculine, it means farmer. We get words like agriculture, agrarian, and agrarian is a society that does farming for a living instead of necessarily like hunting as its primary way of sustaining themselves. And you can begin to see the AGRI in there that we get derivatives from. Femina, feminae, it's feminine, means woman. That's very clear. It means feminine. That's going to be an easy one for you to remember, just that it's a woman. Doesn't mean feminine, but feminine is our derivative. Graecia, you have that AE again. It means Greece. We get Greek from it, Grecian. That one's pretty easy. It almost comes right in. This next one doesn't have an English derivative. Incola, incolae. It's masculine. It means settler. Insula, insulae. It's feminine. It means island. We get words like insulate or isolate. Peninsula. If you've ever heard the phrase, no man is an island, it's because you can't live isolated from the rest of the world. It doesn't work that way, and we get that from insula, insulae. So nauta, nautai means sailor. We get the word nautical from it. You see it looks a little bit like the verb you learned earlier, navigo, navigare, like a sailor sails. Sometimes verbs and nouns are related, so it looks a little bit like that. Patria, patriae, it's feminine. It means fatherland or country. You get words like patriot from it, repatriate. Next one we take right into English, so there's no derivatives. It is poeta, poeta. If you took off the A or the AE, you'd see poet right there. The next one doesn't have any derivatives either. You're going to just need to remember it. It's puella, puellae. It means feminine. Girl, a girl or a girl's name, they will never be masculine or, as you'll learn later, neuter. They'll always be feminine. Now, regina, reginae is feminine because it's talking about a woman, about queen, and you can see it's related to regno, regnare. Looks a little bit similar. That means to rule, and those words are related. Terra, terrae, it's feminine as well, and it means earth or land. We get a lot of derivatives from it. Terrain, subterranean, you can see terra right in there. Territory, so these TERRs, terrier, like the dog, terrace. Any of those words. Extraterrestrial, outside of Earth. That's literally what an extraterrestrial means. So Troia, Troia, it means Troy. We get the word Trojan. Remember the Trojan horse and the city of Troy. And then there's one word I want you to learn. It's an adjective, but we're not going to learn how to use them. Pulcher, pulchra, pulchrum. It always, adjectives will mostly, when you see them, have 3 listings for them. They'll be sometimes they'll have 2, depending on the adjective. In a glossary, you just need to know right now that you just need to memorize what this means. I'm not going to tell you how to use it or anything like that. That'll come later. And of course, everybody's favorite English word, which I've never used in my life, pulchritude. Okay. Last thing I want to go over you is the seal. Thought I would put it here in color for you. Iustitia omnibus, justice for all. Now in Latin, remember they didn't at first. Later on they did. They didn't have the letter J. I later on became the letter J. So this is the seal of the District of Columbia, otherwise known as Washington, D.C., and it was adopted in 1871. They did not put it in Roman numerals. They just put it in regular numbers. So it adopted the seal in 1871. And in the background, you can see some things from the nation's capital. You see the Capitol building there. You see the water there. You see other things here. So they have pictures on there. And this is her name Right here, that's Lady Justice. It's Lady Justice, and she places a wreath on the statue, and this is George Washington. And the motto, Iustia Omnibus, is also the last phrase in the Latin translation of the Pledge of Allegiance. Remember that? And liberty and justice for all. So justitia omnibus, or if you're going to say it in real Latin, iustitia, omnibus. But again, it turns into a J a little bit later.